Hello, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. We will be opening the doors in just about 15 to 20 seconds. Thank you for being here. We're looking forward to singing with you today.
Okay, now you do this, so it's going to be easy for me now. It's not so last.
You can do anything you want right now. All right, we're going to open the doors. Here we go.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So glad to see so many of you today. Thank you so much for being here. It's a great day. So actually our opening music today as you're rolling in is Kamyar's birds in the background. Let's all be quiet for a minute, see if we can hear them.
Oh, not Joe. I think they heard you pointing finger towards them, and now they're. Yep. Oh, wait, wait. Slowly coming out.
That's so funny. They're like stubborn children. We're not going to sing when we're asked to sing.
Right.
So welcome, everybody. We're so happy to see you. Hello to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us today. And hello to everybody in the room. So hello, Arlene in California, and Anne in New York, Deborah in Kentucky, Lisa in Indiana, Marnie in Charlottesville, Sue in California, Karen in Arizona, Sarah in Texas, Carolyn in Idaho, Doug in Vermont, Sheila in Florida, Dion in Massachusetts, Christiana and Bob in Rockville, Kathleen in Albuquerque. Hello, Julie. Nice to see you today. And Gary in Mass. Kathy in Virginia. Hello. Jacqueline, nice to have you with us today. Cindy Langstaff, nice to have you today. Glad you're here. One of the board members of Washington Rebels. Bonnie in Idaho. Dan in Virginia. Luda in BC, nice to have you today. Susan in Seattle. Hello. Kevin in New Hampshire. Annette in California. Hello, Robin from Baltimore. Glad you're with us again today. So happy you're here. Hello, Renata in Wisconsin, and Hindi in Toronto, Susan in Idaho. Glad you're here too. And Sandra, we've got lots of folks in the room who haven't been here in a while. Let's all give everybody who hasn't been here in a while a big hand. Hello, Sandy in Maryland and Sandy in the Yukon. And hello, Sherry. Nice to have you today. Jerome, great to see you. Another person we haven't seen in a while. It's like a lucky day for folks coming back to us. I love it. Jamie in British Columbia, Nancy in Washington. Hello, Andrea. Glad you're here again today. Doug in Vermont. Janet in Georgia, Becky in Vancouver, Deli in Maryland, Ann in DC. Hello, Randy. Nice to have you today. I'm not sure if you're new to us. Tom in Victoria. Hello. Fred. Hello in Maryland. Mabel in Massachusetts. Hello, Alan in DC. And folks off video, Alexandra and Beryl. And let's see, Valerie, Judy, Heidi, Storm, Cricket, Rosalie, Natalia, and Ida, and Whitby, and Lynn, and Jane, and Mommy, and someone, Harriet. So glad you guys are all here today. Thank you so much for joining. It's always fun when we have many, many folks in the room to sing along with a great artist. Welcome officially to the Washington Rebels Carpe Diem Arts Daily Antidote of Song. For anyone who's new to us, we are here every day at noon, 365 days a year as we approach our 365th day of being together. I think today we're somewhere around 305-ish and 6-ish. Really, really glad that you've all decided to join us. You can come here any day and find a great sing-along song with an amazing artist. And we love welcoming new folks to the community. So thanks for being here. So a couple of quick notes before I introduce today's artist. The lyrics will not be in the chat. There will be a translation in the chat. And also, if it works, there will be Persian lyrics in the chat that you can see the Persian. But our lyrics are fairly simple sounds, so there's no reason to put them in. And it's kind of exciting because we're going to get to sing the lyrics a lot, which is really exciting. There's a donate link in the chat. My email's in the chat if you want to be on our email list. We send out every day the artist in advance and the lyrics in advance. And we also have a Singing for Racial Justice Week coming up. Our flyer is going to be ready today or tomorrow. We'll be sending that around and hope that you can invite lots of people to join us for that. I would like to thank Aaron Geyer, who is running the tech today. Thank you so much, Aaron. And I would like to introduce Kamyar Arsani, who came to us first with Steve Winnick and Jennifer Cutting from the Archive Challenge Week at the Library of Congress, American Folklife Center. That's how we met him in this room, and he's been back a few times to sing with us again. And we love, love, love having you, Kamyar. Thank you for being here today, and I'm excited to hear all about your song.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. I love your program and I love getting here with you guys and the smiles that I see and everything that happens outside the home won't matter when this program begins. So I appreciate the presence and all you guys do. I am Kamyar Arsani, musician born in Iran. I traveled to the United States to live here in 2008 during the Green Revolution happening in Iran. So seeing the taste of how people and the government can have miscommunication and coming here, I think there's a lot to talk about, but also there's so much beauty in this nation that it is as much as other negative things happening. There's so much beauty. And today, I think that, thank you, beautiful birds. See, Joe, now they're singing for you. So today, with this beautiful voice of the birds, I think we should just sing about spring coming. I think it's beautiful when nature says, guys, human beings, I really don't know what y'all are up to right now, but spring is coming, literally. So scientists, non-scientists can all agree. Spring is coming, okay? So we don't, we had the groundhog tell us the other day. We all saw that, right? 6 more weeks of winter, and now we are approaching it. Today the sun is out here in Maryland, so I thought, why not sing a song that is close to 5,000-year-old melody from the location. Now we call it Iran or Persia, but technically the melody was born in Armenia. And the melody was for wedding ceremonies and celebrations. And it talks about spring coming. So the way we will play it, it will be cool if we do this. What I start always with is, it's Persian music. It's a 6/8 rhythm. What you do is the dance has to just be a main part of the song before even the song starts. So we snap like this. And then your shoulder hop is very important Persian dance. You got to hop the shoulders. Snap and hop. There you go. Just keep 6/8. And then we're going to keep singing. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. 2 more times. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. 1 more time. Hi la 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 la. Keep it going. Hi la 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 la. Hi la 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 la. سر اومد زمستون شکفته بهارون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون کوهها لاله زارن لاله ها بیدارن تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن لای لا لای 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 لا لای های لا لای لا لای لای ها لا 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 لای 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 لا لای لای لا لای سر اومد زمستون شکفته بهارون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون کوهها لاله زارن لاله ها بیدارن تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن لالای تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن لالای های لالای لالای های لالای لالای لای های لالای لالای لای لالای لالای لای لالای لالای لای one more time لای لالای لالای لای لالای لالای لای لالای لالای لای.
Woo! Okay, that was super duper fun and really nice to sing to spring like that. And here's like the upside of the Zoom sing along is that, there's delays. And so if anybody was on time or not on time, it really made no difference.
Right.
We all were doing something different and it was hopefully all working. I know I was off time at least once because when you came in with it, I was on a different section, but it was working just fine on my side. I was
Right. That folks talk about how, okay, when we're doing a sing-along, we have to have a plan and a strategy. You stand over there, you stand over here. We don't want to be behind, we don't want to be after. My thing is, no, let's be a mess until we gather up automatically, naturally. I will not be able to control 300 folks, but 300 folks will be able to control themselves And that's the whole thing we always talk about, right? When we rely on our own energy and our own love among each other, there's not much work to be done. Much of it is already born from our gathering. So when I'm playing it, that's the fun part. I played this song at a show. Well, back in those days, you remember people gathered to see a person play music? Those days, I used to play things like this, and I will just say, guys, I'm gonna sing in Farsi. Just keep doing la 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 la. Everybody would be confused, not wanting to do it, but then they would get it after 5 minutes of everybody humming together, even off beat. It was so beautiful that I would change the arrangement of what I was about to perform because of what the folks were dictating at the moment, that this is the wave of our flow, you know? And I think when a musician goes to the studio to record, I don't have Joe and all these amazing folks near me with their faces to show me where we are going is a place where we all want to be, so that's the cool thing about live performance, and I appreciate this opportunity to do live performances because it is a reminder that yes, art is beautiful and it's perfect and complete by itself, but it will not have the color that we see if we don't gather up and we don't talk about it. So
that's so amazing because so in this Zoom room, the feedback is two ways. Artists say they love to be in here because they feel our energy and everything, but right. the sound feedback is one way, right? So we're getting you and you're not getting us. So I never really quite thought about the fact that you might respond to different sounds that people make, but you can't do it in this setting. And I guess I never really thought about it exactly how much being in the studio is kind of like being in the Zoom room, right? You're doing the thing you do without that right. sound feedback from people. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you guys for dancing. Yo, you guys were wonderful. I kept tapping and it was one moment where I could let go of my dap and tap on the computer and see your faces. It was really fun. Everybody was in it. Thank you.
That's really fun. So let's see, we've been chatting in this room sort of about the state of the globe. Sometimes that's a happier conversation than other times. And certainly also we've been talking about the state of our particular nation. And it was a weird January. We're now in February. So far, it's not a weird February. That's a good thing. Well, I mean, actually, never mind. It's weird February too. Reading the news every morning, it's pretty weird. But Kamyar, I know are you in Maryland or DC?
Maryland now.
Okay, so you're sort of near the whole January 6th event, and tell me a little bit about how you're feeling right now.
Well, okay. The thing about it, especially living in DC area, is that one thing that I always try to avoid is talking about something that is negative with a lot of other negativity surrounding the topic, because then I think the topic gets clouded by all my words so I think the point of the conversation between all of us right now is, where is equality? Where is just? That's all. We choose folks to do the decisions because we don't have time to do it. Or I think it's good to kind of take a step back and see who works for who and who needs to do what for whom. We are responsible to help our communities. But that's the most we can do if the government is not giving us resources to elevate and expand from our location, correct? And if the location that we are within is fully filled with insecurity that government injected into, regardless of blue, red, green, independence, regardless, it's a body of work out there. Bernie, Joe, Trump, all of these human beings are out there doing a work that we told them to do, because I can't continue that sentence. That's the funny part, that wait a second, if we had more time and more access to resources, because we all know, I feel like sometimes we know more about budgeting a government than a president speaking at the very moment, because the questions we ask from all these news resources that we have heard, why are you not talking about this? Oh, I know you know, but you're not saying it. We did this beautiful movement last year in the middle of all the darkness, that with the Black Lives Matter, we all stood for one topic. Simple sentence that anybody who had a question about, it was easy to redirect them. The common sense of it was agreed among all of us. Mm-hmm. And I think it was that beautiful movement that created these massive protests that did not do what all the folks that were involved in what happened last week with the Capitol, nobody did anything like that because we were going to find just and fairness. We do not bring hate to an aggressive approach. We do not bring aggression to a hateful approach. We bring common sense. There is talking, there is language, there is art. If these three ways are not communicating, we will all gather up with a way that everybody is comfortable with, communicate together, and we move forward. We march forward. And I think that's what Martin Luther King was trying to tell us all along. Does not matter who is behind the podium screaming the words that you say or not. What are you going to do from that moment on? Fight is not over with Trump going and Joe coming. I call him Uncle Joe because I like it. But, you know, I say that Uncle Joe, I call him Uncle Joe and I love the guy. But I know for a fact that he is doing 50% of the job and I'm doing the other 50 every day. He's going to lack in his work. It's fine. I'm going to add another 20% to my day to make sure that that doesn't happen again, you know? I do Uber Eats during COVID times because that I know families should get fed and people should take the food. And that is what I can do. And I do test for COVID. And I keep myself safe, keep a mask on my face. It's not hard to live in the dark times when we think of each other.
Yeah. Oh, Kamyar, that's so good. That's so good. Thank you so much. We talk about that a lot in this room, about our responsibility and our part in it. And yesterday we sang for the Howard healthcare workers. It's really cool. Actually, I'll send you a link. We had an article in the Washington Post. Because we made 1,700 thank you cards, the folks in this room, for Howard healthcare workers. It was completely cool, completely cool. And, but like that notion that, you know, we can say, oh, we're helping the healthcare workers because we're wearing our masks is like such the most baseline, sad, like least we can do. And at this point, we should be asking ourselves most we can do. And you and I were talking about this before. I read a tweet this morning where somebody with a very large platform said something along the lines of, I woke up today and thought I would look up who the Secretary of Education is, or I don't even remember what it was. But she said, and then I realized I don't need to know. I mean, I just don't need to know. It's like, and that's exactly the thing we all know we're not supposed to do, right? Of course we need to know, and we need to know, and we need to keep on it, and we need to keep up, because it's that kicking back that cost us a lot in these last years, right?
It's like when we don't treat our house and you bring wood in, there are bugs that are going to come out of the wood. If we don't leave the house, and if we leave the house and we come back into it and we leave our plates on the table, we all know what happens at the end of the night to that, and we never let that happen.
Right.
Can we treat our land that we are on with more respect so that we all can live peacefully, I think? And I think that's where we are going. And yes, absolutely. The moment we kick back is the moment that the sandstorm is going to take our house. And we're just going to be sitting, you know, watching the blue sky, because the sky will still be there, but our home will not be there. I think we should hold on to our homes. We deserve it.
That's really great. Like, there's also something really cool about what you were saying about you changing your music from the feedback that you're getting. Right. And like, this is a really good time for listening, and it's a really good time for changing our footsteps or the way we walk or the way we think of relating or approaching people, and really trying to figure out all of these ways of coming together with people who are also doing the same thing. It's definitely a two-way dance.
Absolutely.
So Kamyar, tell me a little bit about sort of the projects you've been working on and what you've got coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Since I moved to the United States, I got so busy doing other jobs and, you know, paying rent and all that, blah, 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 which I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the process, because you asked about the process and what's going on. I never learned to record my music, my own, just sitting on a computer at home and playing guitar and recording that on a professional software. I never learned to do that when 2020 happened. A friend of mine donated a laptop and a microphone to me, and I just learned how to use GarageBand. I produced 5 albums last year, solo albums, and like some singles responding to, because I write more for people of Iran because I'm still stuck in the memories of Iran. I still haven't made peace with all the things that are happening there. So I feel like maybe in 30 years, I'm going to start writing a lot about America and what's happening every day to me. But for now, I'm still stuck in the before land, I guess I can call it. So by learning how to record those, I got all those emotions and all those lyrics that have been piling up for many times. I got all of them out, which meant that I could think more of a fresh way of music where, so yes, you did all of this, but what's next? Then what's next made me think of what is music business at the end of the day for me? And just a lot of soul research in what is this that I'm calling career here? What's happening? Because it's not a career based on social terminology and definition, but it is in my spiritual life. But then there's so much awareness that came with 2020 for me as well, like everybody else. So just to wrap it up and not talk too much about it, learned how to recorded a lot of solo albums and collaborated with different labels. Everything is on Spotify. You can search my name on YouTube and Spotify, iTunes, and all the things that come up. But what I usually like folks to go and check out is my Bandcamp page. I produced this album on it about a month ago, called Dase Falak, or Empyrean Axe. And the whole philosophy of the album is that the highest sky that we'll never be able to see, because it's way beyond the highest sky in Farsi, we call it Falak, is where love is housed. The God, the idea of God is vastly out there, up there. But it falls in love with Earth, because Earth is the most beautiful planet. It has every particle of every living aspect on it. So the love of the Empyrean and the Earth and how we are hurting Earth makes Empyrean jealous. So the jealousy brings the axe of time on our heads every day as we see our loved ones fly away from us and we don't know why. I think for me, just something to calm me down was stop asking why and just embrace the reality of things and understand that there's a connection to the point that you can never imagine. So this album is about that. I usually like folks to check that out. It's the design is, it's the latest album on my Bandcamp. The design is a blue and an orange cover art. And next week,
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And next week, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., February 12th, Friday, February 12th, 7 to 8 p.m. There will be a virtual live concert fundraising for this amazing little kid. I know his name is James, and he has a rare genetic disease. We are trying to raise funds for the hospital costs and all that. And so hopefully that I will be able to see some of you guys next week, 7 to 8 p.m. Check out my Instagram account. I'll put the information with a poster there, and I will just keep checking in to make sure that everybody knows what's happening with that. But your presence will, because he will be, him and his mom from Children's Hospital will be watching it as it's happening. So it will be nice to see some support coming through and show him that it does not matter what the world is doing, we're all together.
That's beautiful, Kamyar. Thank you so much. So it just exactly made me just remember or hear the voice of the woman from Howard University Hospital that I was working with when she was describing the way that the healthcare workers were responding to opening their thank you cards and reading their thank you cards and crying and reading the article and crying. And that notion that like, it's really not hard to reach out and remind people that we're all in this together, right? That we're here.
Right.
That we're a community and not just the little bits we can do even from inside our little Zoom boxes or inside our living rooms. It's so important to do right now. So thank you for bringing all of that. I hope folks can join you in that concert. I will certainly be, I have another event, but we'll event hop in order to be able to be with you.
Event hop, I like that term. Thank you.
So I'm wondering if you can sing it again to remind us how our part goes and sing it again once more before we leave.
All right, relax your hands. So snap it up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because remember, it's a 6/8, so it's 2 3s in one phrase. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yup. La 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 la. La 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 la. I really like that pause at the end where they arrange for the vocals, right? It's like, la 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 la. You gotta do a little cute la, and then come back to it. So have fun with it. It's not the tempo, it's not the rhythm, it's not what I do on the drum. It's you having fun with it is how you will remember. You will not remember my face or what I did, but you will remember your feeling. So that's what we're trying to get to, right? So that's the vibe. So la 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 la. La 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 la. Lay la lay la lay lay la lay la lay lay la lay la lay lay. Lay la lay la lay hay la lay la lay lay la lay la lay lay. سر اومد زمستون شکفته بهارون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون لا 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 سر اومد زمستون شکفته بهارون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون لا لا گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون لا 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 ای لا 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 ای لا 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 One more time. La 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 la. سر اومد زمستون شکفته بهارون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون گل سرخ خورشید باز اومد و شب شد گریزون هلای لالای کوهها لاله زارن لاله ها بیدارن تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن تو کوهها دارن گل 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 آفتابو میکارن های لالای 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 های لالای 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 های لالای لالای لالای.
Woo! Thank you, Kamyar.
Thank you.
That was super, super fun. So much fun to ring in the soon to be here spring with you, and just always fun to have you in this room. Just the conversations and the music is a real treat. And so thank you for being part of our community. And we look forward to being able to sing with you again sometime in the upcoming actual maybe spring months. So let's all give Kamyar another big thank you. And Kamyar, we hope to see you soon. And thank you also to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thank you for being here with us, singing with us. Hope you will join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to be singing with the Nields, Katrina and Narissa Nields, and also Dar Williams. And we were set to sing a song by Anne Feeney, who some of you may know actually just died of COVID a couple of days ago. And it's a very, very big sort of civil rights marching protest song. So please join us tomorrow for the Nields, Dar Williams, and a tribute to Anne Feeney. And thank you again, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Looking forward to seeing you soon.